Okay, that was a really funny coincidence. Hello, everybody on YouTube. This is Super Nintendo. Welcome back to another episode of Psychonauts 2. In the last episode, we finished up Bob's Bottles. And, now, we also freed the Astrolabe. We could go tell Ford that it's ready. But we're not going to do that. Instead, what we are going to do is we're going to be going through the Green Needle Gulch and getting any and all collectibles that we have yet to get. We are also going to be going through all of the mines that we have yet to finish. Getting any and all collectibles that we have left. Making sure that we are as prepared as we possibly can be to go inside of Nona's mind. So, that's what we are going to do. So, the first thing that we are going to be doing, like I mentioned, is we are going to be going through the Green Needle Gulch. And grabbing all the collectibles.
I was sinking into the icy grip of Lake Rulovia, my life flashing before my eyes.
Oh my God. What did you do?
I said a prayer. I thought of you.
Aww.
And then I remembered the super sneezing powder I keep for emergencies.
You blew your brains out?
Right through my nose, and up to the surface where I assume Ford found it.
His mind must have been shattered before he could tell us about it.
So I just ended up in Otto's unclaimed brains bin.
So, where's your body?
I assume it's a handsome popsicle at the bottom of Lake Rulovia.
Well, let's get back and get it.
It would be nice to see how well I've aged. Or maybe not aged.
Not fair. Your body's been preserved on ice for 20 years. Mine looks like this.
Ah, you'll look a lot younger after we shave that beard.
Oh, you do not want to see what is under this hair.
Oh, what is it?
Honestly, I have no idea.
So, this body is from someone named Nick from the mailroom?
So I'm told.
First question, when did we get a mailroom?
No idea. I don't go over to the new place much.
The second question, where's mailman Nick's brain?
Lost is what I hear.
Well, they should search Otto's creepy brain collection. He doesn't keep the best records.
Hey, want some Gooby Duck?
Yes! Wait, what is it?
Fermented mushroom liquor. It's all I drink now. Well, all I used to drink.
Yeah, no. We're smashing that horrible distillery. Honestly, it smells like you've been boiling gym socks in there.
If you smash it, where will I boil my gym socks?
Bobby! Germs!
How are you feeling?
I feel so much better.
I love being in a body again so much. Every sight, every sound, everything.
How are you feeling?
I feel so much better.
I love being in a body again so much. Every sight, every sound, everything.
How are you feeling?
I feel so much better.
I love being in a body again so much. Every sight, every sound, everything.
Why is Bob still called Bulb Bob? Like, we're not in his mind anymore. It shouldn't be Bulb Bob. Seems really, really odd. Like, that seems like an oversight. Alright, so one of the things that we gotta do is we gotta go up to Cassiopeia's place. I apologize for some of the camera work. The camera in this game really likes pulling into different directions. I don't know if my PS5 controller is just getting drift or if it's really the camera of the game. I don't know why. it does this, and I don't like it. Let me check and see if that's a setting. I think it might have been a setting. I think I shut it off. Alright. Green Needle Gulch is all finished. But before we go into the mines, let's see if we can find Cassie and Compton Bowl. Yeah, I think it might just be controller drift or something. Like, this is getting ridiculous. For the record, I still have my PS5 controller that I first got when I bought it. So I have been told that these controllers tend to break down very quickly as opposed to the ones you can get now. But I don't know if that's true. And I don't feel like spending $80 for a fucking controller.
You too excited to fire up the astrolabe?
If you can get that old hunk of junk running again.
We'll be there. You too excited to fire up the astrolabe?
If you...
We'll be there.
Alright, whoa, where? Yeah. Alright, time to go into the mind. The mental world. Okay. So, I guess while we're going around grabbing anything that we can get, I can sort of talk about some stuff. So, in my first... No. Not in my first. So I have been playing through some other games lately, basically for New Game Plus, or not New Game, for, God, I cannot talk in this episode, goddamn. I've been playing through some other stuff for Let's Talk. And, I gotta say, like, the games that I have been playing through, not fun.
All the emotional baggage in Agent Forsyth's
Not
It's the least I could do after the
fun.
May I trouble you for a bubble?
So, one of the games that I have been playing through, well, I just got done playing through it, really, was,
That's it. I think I've collected every figment in this mine.
we have one more nugget of wisdom.
Could you give me a lift?
I have been playing through Tears of the Kingdom. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And I gotta say, not great. Not really all that good. And I really hate that I feel that way because I love Zelda games. Like, there's a reason why I'm ecstatic about playing through them anytime I do on the channel. A reason why I did a 67 episode Twilight Princess series. And god damn it, this fucking camera. There's a good reason why I did those things, and it's because I love Zelda. I love that series. And I need to go around the other way because I went too far. Anyway, but yeah, I really love that series. And so for there to be a Zelda game that I don't just not like, but I think is actively bad? Because, like, here's the thing, right? With Zelda games, is that, for the most part, even, like, the ones that I despise or that I don't care for all that much, I still think they're good games. They're just not, like, they might be lacking in certain areas that I really love in Zelda, or they might be lacking in certain ways that I'm just not comfortable with. And like, for example, Zelda 2. A lot of people give that game a lot of shit because, like,
is improved. Bob really does have a green thumb.
it's a game
Did I
that
trouble you for a bubble?
because it's very hard and it's got those RPG elements and whatever, and it's one of the first Zelda games, so it's exceedingly very difficult and whatnot. So it's got a lot of things working against it, but I really don't hate Zelda 2. Like, I don't think it's that bad of a...
Could you give me a lift?
Excuse me? I don't think it's that bad of a game. I really don't.
Thanks, buddy. Yep.
Okay, so there should be... There's supposed to be a figment or something here. But if there is one, I'm not seeing it. Oh, it might be in Tia's kitchen. This might not. This might just count as a part of that area.
Got a little bubble juice in my nose that time.
That's the bottle. But, like, what makes Tears of the Kingdom so bad? Well, what I would like to say is that I think Tears of the Kingdom is bad for a... Please tell me that is not the figment that I was missing in this area. Please tell me I was not this stupid. That I didn't miss an obvious figment for the second time in this goddamn series.
Hey, little buddy. I need to get somewhere quick.
Oh my god, I hate myself. Okay, so the things that make Tears of the Kingdom bad for me is, one, the story. This story is awful. The fucking story is just... It is so contradictory to the Zelda timeline, to the Zelda series, that I do not know how they thought it was a good idea to come up with that story. I do not fucking get it. I do not understand how you can come up with something that contradictory to something that, sure, like, they've always... Nintendo is known for prioritizing gameplay above all else. That's true. But Zelda was their story series.
That's it. I think I've collected
Zelda was their story series.
May I trouble you for a
The series that they put, like, years and years of lore into. Like, it's kind of hard to say that, like, oh, well, Nintendo doesn't really care about the story, like a lot of people are trying to say, when the series itself has had such really tight-knit lore. Like, stories that are able to flow so nicely between each other. Like, a lot of the people that complain about the Zelda timeline and saying that it doesn't make any sense, or that the Zelda series never had a timeline, or whatever,
like a roadie.
are just full of shit. They're just factually full of shit. So, this is what I was mentioning before about the figments being, whatnot. Kind of weird how there's some emotional baggage here at the wedding, though. But, yeah, it's definitely something that I think is really stupid. That, like, you can just effectively destroy everything that you've spent, like, 20-something years building. You know? Like, I don't get how anybody thought it was a good idea to do that. Oh. We still got stuff here backstage? Maybe we're still missing a... Oh, yep, there's a figment up there. I really wish this fucking camera would stop doing that. It looks like they're taking a bow. Alright, but yeah, the story is really fucking bad. It is so contradictory to everything that they were building up throughout the entire fucking series. Like, even the people who complain about the Downfall timeline, like, people complain about the Downfall timeline a lot. And I do not fucking get it. They always act like, oh no, you can't have a timeline where, like, Link dies running concurrently with two where he survives. I'm like, have you people not seen Dragon Ball Z? They do the exact same thing with Trunks. Ford forgets. I love the way that they represent Otto. I think the way that they try to have Otto is that he's like the apathetic, immoral scientist type character. I think that's the way they're trying to have him be. Oh, there's still something here in the concession stand? Is there a figment here I didn't get before? But yeah, the whole thing with people hating the Downfall timeline, I do not fucking get it. Like, it is not something that has ever made any sense to me. Because they always act like, oh no, you can't have a timeline where Link dies alongside one where he lives. I'm like, why? Why can't you? And they can never give a satisfying reason. They can never give a reason that makes any fucking sense with that. Because their reasoning is always, well, if that's the case, why is it that in any other Zelda, Link dying is a possibility, but like it doesn't lead to another timeline? I'm like, first of all, like most of the other Zelda games don't deal all that heavily with time travel, and like not even to the same degree as Ocarina of Time. And second, like, just because they don't doesn't mean that this doesn't make sense. Like, you can complain that, like, oh, this should lead to other downfall timelines or whatever. You can absolutely complain about that. But the fact that there is a downfall timeline specifically with Ocarina of Time, in and of itself, is not a fucking issue. People always make it seem like it is an issue, and it just does not make sense. It's always a complaint that legitimately just does not make any sense. But anyway, moving off from the timeline talk, like another thing that I think leads to Tears of the Kingdom not being a very good game is the gameplay, specifically with the puzzles and the exploration. Helmet's Hail Mary. He is doing a psychic theater thingy. No one's there except for Ford. They bring in Helmet into the Psychic 7. And you can see Helmet doing his psychodicy for everyone. And Bob is smitten. But anyway, like as far as the exploration and the puzzles. The puzzles are borderline non-existent in Tears of the Kingdom. Like, the puzzles themselves are so fucking relaxed that you can come up with anything as a solution. And it is not satisfying solving a puzzle that you can solve 1,000 different ways. Like, I'm sorry, it is not. Solving a puzzle is supposed to be a... What am I missing? Oh, we're missing a Bob who is... Oh, okay, so that shouldn't be too hard to find. But anyway, solving a puzzle that you can solve 1,000 different ways is not satisfying, because, like, a puzzle is supposed to be something that, at least on some level, is supposed to take... You're supposed to really think about the solution. But the thing is that when you have a game or a puzzle that you can solve 1,000 different ways once in a while, like, that's one thing. But having it be every fucking puzzle, it's not satisfying. It's not anything when every puzzle in the game is so goddamn relaxed with what you can do that you can do basically anything to solve the puzzle. Like, it makes it feel like the puzzles themselves had no thought put into them. Like, I am someone who really, really loves puzzles. That's part of the reason why I love the Zelda series so much. It's because of the fact that it is such a puzzle-centric series. My first Zelda was Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and that game had some pretty simple puzzles, but it also had some puzzles that you really had to think outside the box for. And that game served as a springboard for the Oracle games, specifically my favorite of the Oracle games, Oracle of Seasons, which is extremely difficult when it comes to its puzzles. I'm playing through Oracle of Ages right now, replaying through it, and it is way more difficult than I remember. Like, there's quite a few times going through these dungeons where I, a grown man who has played through these games a few times as a kid, am struggling to figure out some of the solutions to some of these puzzles. I really need to think outside the box for some of these. Like, it is ridiculous how difficult some of these puzzles is. And I love it. I love that I have to think outside the box with these. I love that these puzzles are so good that it is stumping me. That I really need to think really hard about what the solution could be. I love that. That's what I want in my Zelda games. That's what I crave in my Zelda games. The difficulty of figuring out what the solution may possibly be. Running around in a puzzle area, like, basically saying, like, what am I supposed to do here? What do I do? Huh? Like, no, I've tried this thing, I've tried that thing, I've gone here, I've done this. What am I missing? What am I missing? I love racking my brain trying to figure out a solution. Admittedly, it's not as fun when you're doing it in a blind Let's Play, or when you're doing it in a Let's Play setting, because, like, you're on the clock and you don't want to make yourself seem stupid. But, like, it's still something that I love when it comes to puzzle stuff. Like, I crave that type of thing when it comes to puzzles, and admittedly, I don't get it from a lot of Zelda games, but I don't know if that's because I'm just so used to the puzzles, because I play Zelda games almost constantly, or if the puzzles really are that easy. But the thing is with Tears of the Kingdom is that the puzzles are borderline non-existent, because you can do 1,000 different things as a solution. It doesn't feel like there is a intended solution with these puzzles. Like in Breath of the Wild, there were a couple of puzzles that you could go through, and you could go through in a way and basically outsmart the puzzle. There were a couple of puzzles in Breath of the Wild that you could outsmart the puzzle by doing something that the developers did not intend. And that's fine, because those were just a couple of puzzles. And even in those puzzles, there is a very clear intended solution. You can see how the game developers wanted you to solve the puzzle. Like, for example, in the shrine in Hateno Village, there is a shrine there that requires you to navigate. Well, not requires, but like you're supposed to navigate this ball through like a little maze with motion controls and whatnot. And that is very clearly what you are meant to do. But you can just skip the whole puzzle by like flipping the maze over and just flipping the ball into where it's supposed to go. Like you can just skip the entire fucking puzzle by doing that. And it's clear the developers did not intend for the players to do that. But like that is something you can absolutely do. But when it comes to comes to most puzzles, I don't like it when you can just do that.
Somewhere quick.
Ugh, man, it's so freaking hot. Yeah, as far as the exploration goes, though, you're just exploring the same fucking world you did in Breath of the Wild. Like, if you've 100%ed Breath of the Wild, like I have, then it's far less satisfying to explore Tears of the Kingdom because you've already explored Breath of the Wild.
That's it. I think I've collected every figment in this mine.
You know? Okay. I think that's all the areas. Okay. Level 76. I guess, we can try out the VIP discounts. We're almost at full capacity as far as, our stuff. So, I think what we'll do is we'll get that. Buy those. There we go. I think we'll buy just about everything else that we can possibly get right now, just so.
Perfect. Good selection.
Just because, I do want to go over some of these badges in a bonus episode, but for now, we're just gonna grab as many of these badges as we can afford.
Perfect. Thanks for visiting the Automatic.
Alright. I think that will probably do it. Next time on Psychonauts 2. Now that we are prepared with all the badges that we can possibly get for right now. Or no, not all of them. Do that. Is there anything else? No, I think that's everything. So, next time on Psychonauts 2, we're going to inform Ford that the astrolaith is ready. And we are going to dive into the mind of Maligula. See you guys then.
Ascend the sinking square window!